Hello, children. Welcome to another edition of our Sunday Bible series. My name is Auntie Chizova. How are you doing? It's a brand new week, and today is the first day in May 2022. Today, we're going to be talking about the Holy Spirit coming down. Last week, we looked at the waiting, where the disciples of Jesus Christ was waiting for the Holy Spirit to come upon them so they could have the strength and the ability to carry out their job description as Jesus' disciples. Today, we're going to read the book of Acts chapter 2 from verse 1 to 4. It says, when the day of Pentecost had arrived, they were all together in one place. Suddenly, a sound like a violent rushing wind came from heaven, and it filled the whole house where they were staying. And tongues like flames of fire that were divided appeared to them and rested on each one of them. Then they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in different languages as the Spirit gave them ability for speech. Now, this is what happened when the Holy Spirit came down. They were waiting for the Holy Spirit, and then he came down. Verse 2 is our key verse for today, and it says, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the whole house where they were sitting. The disciples were waiting and praying, asking God for the promised Holy Spirit. They needed him because it would be difficult to carry out their tasks as Jesus' followers without him. They shut themselves up in a house and prayed between 7 to 9 days. And suddenly there was a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and there appeared tongues as fire, and it sat on each of them, and they were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in a language that they didn't know. Speaking in tongues is usually in a language that you do not know or you do not understand. It's important for all followers of Jesus to receive the Holy Spirit so that they can work for God effectively. Don't focus on the numbers of days you have to spend praying. Focus instead on your need for Jesus. I myself received the Holy Spirit in December 2000, on the 3rd of December 2000 to be precise. I needed to tell people about Jesus and I wasn't bold enough. So I asked for the Holy Spirit and I received the baptism and was able to speak in other tongues as the Spirit of God gave me utterance. The surest way to know that you have received the gift of the Holy Spirit is when you begin to speak in an unknown tongue or in an unknown language that you do not understand. While speaking this language, you're filled with joy because you feel a sense of God's greatness and wonders at his work. You're able to appreciate God more fully. You are able to appreciate the sacrifice that Jesus Christ wrought when he died on the cross of Calvary to bridge the gap between God and us and make us God's own child. The Holy Spirit is still available today to help you in every area of your life, be it your academics, be it making friends, in every area he's still available today. So today, ask for the Holy Spirit in your own words and ask him to come mightily upon you and fill you up. Till next week. Bye-bye.